G'day guys, and welcome back to our part 3 adventure through the little town of Mount Pleasant in South Australia. Our first stop today will be with Richard at Inwood Real Estate. G'day guys, we're here with Richard at Inwood Real Estate. Richard, thank you for having us today, mate.
Pleasure.
You obviously are the proprietor of Inwood Real Estate. Tell us about it. What are you doing for the local community here?
And this is the interesting thing about an agent, right, is you've got agents, you've got agents. A lot of the franchise model is all around KPIs. It's all about hitting those numbers every month. Mm-hmm. It's about getting the listing. Mm-hmm. I don't do anything like that. I can't even imagine how bad that would be. It's simply about each and every customer and what I can do, how I can make that big thing, which is dealing with a property, selling a property in particular, but also the purchasing, how I can bring an arrangement to both parties that works, right? So for me, it's about doing the marketing right. You know about marketing, it's very important.
Of course.
Getting the right sets of words, getting engagement with somebody who would like that next vision. I've just come from a property down at Cambrai just now. Had about 30 people through.
Wow, that's exciting.
Looking for lifestyle. It's, this place has a scullery in it where you can preserve your vegetables that you just picked that minute ago.
Wow, cool.
And then bring it out for dinner. It's got a wood-fired stove. All that lifestyle piece is what I do. So anything with a bit of land, homes in our lovely towns, farmers markets. There's a beautiful rum gin distillery here, wonderful bakeries, wonderful butchers. All that wonderful community is part and parcel of what I call a lifestyle agency, which is what I live, eat and breathe. I enjoy it very much.
No, of course, and that sounds like a fantastic way to sum it up. As you said, you're a real fixture in the community. You've got these amazing people that produce these amazing things, and there's a real sense of community. You keep coming back to that sense of community. And as you say, it's not so much selling property, it's selling lifestyle. It's
selling lifestyle. It's also doing it authentically and not based on fiction. So the amount of times I'm brought in to appraise someone's property, and an agent's turned up and said, look, it's going to be X. And I'm saying, I just don't reckon. And then they've gone with another agent. A year later, it's still sitting there. And it upsets everybody, right?
Yeah,
so
of course.
I will never do that. Occasionally, I will knock back listings because the vendor is just not listening to the real market data. And I'm data-driven. But it's also about honesty. It's also about authenticity. And so my motto is respect, reliability and results. Right? The 3 R's, if you like.
Words to live by.
Words to live by. And as I said, this was an agency before, like a franchise agency. I took it off it and deliberately put it as Inwood Real Estate. My face, my name, my reputation.
You own it.
I own it. And what's more, the results that I achieve are out there in the community.
Yeah.
And 80-90% of my listings that come from people word of mouth.
Exactly right. And look, real estate is one of those things that either moves quick or it moves slow, but you know what gets results? Return business. You create a really good name for yourself in the local community, you become a fixture, people refer to you, you're a trusted person in this thing, and you're bringing additional people into the community as well.
I love it. Yeah,
a lot of people coming from Adelaide looking to engage in that lifestyle.
Correct. So I was on the founding committee of the Farmers Market, and so I was talking to a couple today at this Cambrai property, and they'd come to the Farmers Market first, and they would like to buy here because of the market. But then when you explain to them there's a wonderful butcher and a baker and the whiskey gin maker, etc., you've got chemists, you've got everything. It's all here. Then they've got the Barossa and Adelaide Hills, Murray River. It's brilliant. Mount Pleasant is a real centre and a growth area, along with Springton, Eden Valley, Birdwood, etc. It's a wonderful part of the world.
Definitely agreed. And look, not many people know about Mount Pleasant coming from Adelaide myself. It really is a hidden gem. I'm almost hesitant to tell people about it because I love coming up here. The community is very tight-knit. It's quiet. The stuff that is produced up here is absolute top-notch quality. And there's not many places in the world that you can walk around the main street and have a conversation with just people in the street. You still get that here.
It's very authentic, right? And that's what people are missing out on. You don't know your neighbours in Adelaide. That's a bit of a generalisation, but up here you do. Right? So it's wonderful.
A lot of reliance on fellow man up here.
Yeah, great place to raise kids.
Yeah.
Right. So my boys both went to Little Kindy here at Mount Pleasant, then to Springton Primary School. 30 kids.
Yeah, right.
Not 300 or 1,000. 30 kids in 2 classes, right? And then you go into the Barossa and off you go. It's just a nice place to live.
No, fantastic. Well, look, really appreciate your time today, Richard. It's been a fantastic time to talk to you about, I guess, that sense of community and, as you said, the lifestyle. Next up on our journey is meeting with Lachlan at Cameron's Veterinary Services, which is only a short walk just up the road. We're here today in Mount Pleasant with Lockie at Cameron's Veterinary Services. Lockie, thanks for having us, mate.
No, appreciate you coming out, guys.
Oh, look, it's a wet day, but we made the trip just to see you, buddy.
So turn away the rain at the moment.
No, of course not. Well, look, the rain won't stop your kind of work, right? Veterinary services.
No, we're out everywhere and all the time.
Now I can imagine. Equine as well, right?
We do equine, mixed animals, so we do equine, small animals, and production animals as well. Right. So cows, goats, sheep, all of that.
Geez, okay, so real prime industries.
Yeah, we do a bit of everything, and we love being part of the Mount Pleasant community because that gives us a good access to all of that, and it's a great location.
Fantastic. So look, it looks like a really interesting building, mate. Got some real kind of old timber here, but it looks also fairly new.
Yeah, I don't know actually the full story behind it, apart from the fact that it's part of the old stone mill, so the old flour mill. So it's a beautiful part, and we lease part of the building, but gives us access to the main street and a bit better signage in part of it, but I really like the rustic feel of it and the sort of new mixed with the old. I think it really suits our style down to a T.
And this is a new location for you guys, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So our main clinic is actually down in Gawler, but we've been living in Gawler we've been living in Mount Pleasant now for 3.5, 4 years, and been looking for a while somewhere just to service the local community, and finally found a place that sort of suits our style and isn't in my backyard, which is where I've been doing stuff for quite a while. So,
well, look, there's working from home and then there's not working from home, right? Yeah, no, 100%. Okay, cool. Well, look, new location, but it sounds like the good old services you're already providing. What are some of the stuff that you're doing out of here?
Yeah, basically, so this is a consult centre. So all of our routine consults, including nurse consults, are available, and grooming. So we're starting a grooming service up here. We've got grooming down in Gawler as well, and then we're going to keep our surgical services down in Gawler with a purpose-built facility. Yeah, and this is basically going to be a consulting site for that. To give our clients the opportunity to be seen locally, and then if anything more major is required, then we have the purpose-built facilities and the staff and everything down there in Gawler for that.
Excellent. Almost like that first point of call GP clinic through here, and then your specialist surgery and intervention over in Gawler.
And it saves people driving 40, 45 minutes down to Gawler for something that might not need to be treated. Well, so that gives people the opportunity to be seen, and then further workup being done if required.
Yeah, 100%. Look, as an ex-horsey guy myself, look, sometimes horses just come up sore.
Yeah, that's right.
And sometimes they just need the rest, and sometimes they're just being pedantic.
Absolutely.
But no, good that you've got the option there to have the local community kind of come here instead of going all the way to Gawler, which is a bit of a drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also do a lot of farm animal services out of our car as well. So all of that's mobile. Yeah, and then, like I said, we're adding the grooming service in it here as well, just to look after those little fluffy dogs. So
I've seen a few of them walking up and down.
Yeah, no,
they got little jackets. They got little jackets on. It's super cute. So if I see any with pigtails, that's you guys,
or
right?
a little bandana. We put a nice little bandana on them.
Right, the bandana is that's the thing, right? Perfect. So, well, look, thank you so much for your time today, mate. I really appreciate it. No, like my pleasure. It's always a pleasure talking to the local Mount Pleasant community, and you're no exception, mate.
Thank you.
Finishing up with our furry friends, let's head over and meet Lee at the Mount Pleasant Resource Centre. We're here today at the Mount Pleasant Resource Centre, and I'm here joined by the lovely Lee. Lee, thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
No, always a pleasure. Look, it's a lovely, dreary day up in Mount Pleasant today, but we desperately need the rain.
We need the rain.
So it's not too bad.
Yes.
But look, thank you for having us here at the Resource Centre today. What is the Resource Centre all about?
Well, it's all about sustainability, education, engaging with the local community, and to spread the word about, lessening our carbon footprint and reusing. As you can see, we have lots of materials here that people donate to us. We also have local artists' work here where they've used materials instead of going to landfill.
Excellent.
So it's either upcycling, repurposing, using leftover materials, and that could be wood, it could be materials, anything. So we try and promote that, and it's a very popular place with people. And we run workshops. We have one on today regarding using natural plant materials.
Oh wow! Okay, so like hemps and fibres and
plant fibres, and and we also have Recreate, which is a project of the Environment Centre.
I've seen the signage around town.
Yes, and the Environment Centre has been going just over 25 years.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow, so you guys really are a fixture of the local community.
Yes, we are. So the Barossa Council allow us to have this site, and we're funded by Green Adelaide and the Northern and York Landscape Board.
Apart from the obviously obviously the reclamation of materials and reusing stuff and recycling and making the most out of existing materials rather than manufacturing new stuff. I also see you've got a lot of garden space here as well.
Yes, which we want to develop. We just need some more volunteers who are interested in gardening, but we'll get onto that, do that a lot more. And we use bathtubs that people have donated.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you've got rushes and stuff in there.
Rushes and reeds, and also they use old fridges as well. They use for the worm farms here, and so we have a recycling yard here as well, and it's amazing the number of people that come, whether they're artists, like sculptors, teachers, farmers, locals. They always find bits and pieces here.
It's all walks of life really through here, aren't there?
Yes, and it's a really good way to promote using local as well. So we're very, very pleased about that, and we have our shop as well.
Yeah, well, when we first got here, we were looking through the shop, and there's all sorts of interesting things, and like local artists kind of made up pieces, lots of really cute things, lots of like textiles, heavy textile stuff, like lots of textures. Really enjoyed that. I'm going to actually go in there after we finished here and have a bit of a poke around, if you don't mind that.
That is fine. And even the floor in there, one of our long-term volunteers, instead of the vinyl samples going to landfill, she covered the floor.
Oh, what a good idea.
And the same in our shed.
I
where we have
noticed
the
those.
workshops.
They look really cool.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff here. It's just a feast for the eyes, really.
Yes. So it's a really good visual reminder to people that you don't have to throw things out. There's a purpose for things. But it's also engaging with the local community and the local region as well. For instance, a project we were involved in just recently was with the local history group.
Oh, we're seeing them later today.
Yes, and they joined up with the local History Month projects, and there's a scarecrow project. So they sourced some materials from here to make the scarecrow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
So
they're the ones you can see along the main street, right? Yeah, no, I've seen them on the Instagram. They look really cool.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
fantastic.
So it's very important that we engage with the local community and the local region as well. We want to develop that further about environmental management. So, yes.
Look, I'm a big fan of conservation. In fact, I've got some questions for you and the team afterwards regarding some rewilding of a local property.
Yes.
So very keen to hear
Yes.
your thoughts on that.
Yes.
But we'll leave that to after. But
Yes.
look, thank you so much for your time
Pleasure.
today, Lee. It's
Pleasure.
a really interesting spot, and I
Yes.
can't wait to come back. Now that we've finished exploring with Lee, let's head over and meet Neil at the Totnes Inn Hotel for a drink and a chat. G'day guys, we're here today with Neil at the Totnes Inn Hotel. Neil, thank you for having us, mate.
My pleasure.
Oh, it's my pleasure as well. Look, this is a fantastic space, recently renovated from what I hear.
Yeah, fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh as a daisy.
Super fresh, yeah. I'm really enjoying some of these wood tones and like this, just fantastic. Is it local carpentry or?
Look, some of it, or this part here was all that remained of the original bar. When we bought the place, it's Jarrah. It was going to be turned into firewood at one stage.
What a shame that would have been.
Yeah, our local carpenter told us not to do that. And the rest of it, yeah, we built it all ourselves.
Oh, it's fantastic. And so a recent owner or proprietor or just come into it?
3 years we've owned it. Backstory is that we bought it as a house and the business had been closed down and that's all we were planning to ever do. And then the friendly local people started making it known to us that they would appreciate it if the hotel could somehow come back into existence. And, and that started with the bottle shop 2 years ago.
Yeah, right. And that's, I guess, helped you get some of that capital to spare on the renovations.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, places like this are very expensive to restore and fit out to comply with new requirements, and that's where we are now.
And to do it as tastefully as you've done the front bar. And this is setting a really high standard for the rest of the build.
Yeah. Well, when we saw the building, it's beautiful architecture, and it's one of the most prominent sized buildings in the township, and we couldn't not do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. So looks like you've got most of the front bar already completed. What else are you working on with the rest of the build?
Well, the cafe is ready to go. It used to be where the poker machine room was. So that's just waiting for a kitchen fit out at the moment to be able to provide light meals.
Yeah,
And
fabulous.
that's only weeks away. The dining hall's finished for the restaurant, but the kitchen for that's yet to be started. But they're the next two things that are coming online.
That's really exciting. I don't think there's any other licensed cafes in Mount Pleasant currently, are there?
I don't think there's a cafe that they are, but there's bakeries. But this is will be a level above bakery.
Yeah,
in
well,
terms
that's what I mean. More of an a la carte menu
Yeah.
experience. I think
Yeah.
there isn't really anything here for that, so that's
No.
going to be really cool to see. And you've got a
Yeah.
fabulous outdoor seating area at the front there with some
Yep.
new plantings and
Yeah.
and all the arrangements. Looks very nice and modern and clean.
Yeah.
Lovely to see it. And I can see there's a lot of construction going on at the back as well.
Yes, yeah. We are intending to bring a beer garden courtyard environment to the hotel. The old coach house where they used to keep the carriages and the stables at the back of the property are all going to be refitted and hopefully brought into licence so that we can have functions and celebrations and weddings and events out there as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So what I'm hearing is that summer 2025, 2026 is going to go off the chain here.
Oh, definitely. We missed this summer, but we'll be ready for the next one. And hopefully by then everything's up and running and we're not limited with what we can provide.
Yeah, fabulous. And the front bar's in operation now?
Yeah, it's at the moment it's 3 days a week, but that's going to extend as soon as the food provision's available through the cafe.
Yeah, of course.
More weekend hours and more weekday service too.
Fantastic. And then you'll be in full swing come summer, hopefully. Fingers crossed there's
Fingers
no
crossed.
delays.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Is there anything else you want to cover off, Neil? Or?
Look, I think people who are familiar with the town have their own experience in this building over the generations, and there's accommodation upstairs that we've fitted out. It's still something that'll be the last thing that'll start. Because of the requirements that we need to get through for that. But we're still keen and excited with what we're doing here, and the town's received it very well.
From historic buildings to historic history, let's go and meet with Paula at the Mount Pleasant History Room. G'day guys, so we're here today with Paula. Hi Paula.
Hi, Paula.
At the Mount Pleasant History Room.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting space, lots of pieces of antiquity. What is it the Mount History Room kind of does here, Paula?
We have a collection from the former Mount Pleasant District Council.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so we collect items that pertain to Mount Pleasant, Springton, Eden Valley, Palmer, Tunkillo.
Excellent.
It's mainly paper-based, so
Okay.
there's a lot of photos, and I do a lot of research, and I just put all that into here.
But lots of fascinating research. It's a fairly old town, Mount Pleasant, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so
yes.
do you know when it was established? There's a testing you here.
1843.
1843, or fact check
Yes.
that online. I
Yes.
think you're right. Fantastic. So I guess you do a bit of research here. You
Yes.
kind of hold information of the local people here as well.
That's right.
What kind of work do you do at the moment outside of the research? Anything in particular researching at the moment?
So
or?
I am a family historian for
Okay.
my own family.
Excellent.
And because there were three main families that came here in 1843, and one of them had more than 29 family members,
Jeez.
there were a lot of people who are related to others.
Yeah, okay, right.
So I try to put a lot of the families together. So I've got a lot of family history here
Excellent.
to try and pinpoint all that and to realise who I should be talking about
Yeah.
to whom.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So yeah, that's a huge family. 29 members.
Well, he came out here. He was here in James Phyllis was his name. He was here in 1843. In 1855, he went back to England to get some stud stock
Okay.
and grain to
Yep.
bring out. And when he got there, all of his siblings and their families wanted to come out.
Oh, right. So
So he brought them out here. They landed in Melbourne.
went for a shopping trip back
Yep.
across the sea.
That's right.
Came back with bloody everything,
That's
including
right.
what he needed.
Including his family.
He probably needed to get some more shopping on the way
Well,
back. He did have the
that's
provisions when he came back.
That's right. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
they landed in Melbourne in January, and they immediately came over on a boat to Adelaide.
Yeah, right.
And then up to here.
Wow. And then they settled the area.
Yep.
Wow, fantastic. Oh, that's very interesting.
That was good.
Is it hard getting records that date back that far? Or?
I rely on the newspapers a lot.
Yeah, okay. That would've been-
Trove is a wonderful resource.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, nice. That's just, fascinating. History goes back that far.
That's
doesn't it?
right.
It seems like the 90s, like as in 1990,
Yeah,
was not that long ago. You look back,
that's
that's
right.
over 200 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's right.
And you're still uncovering
Yeah.
new things.
Yes,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Well, look, it's been a couple of 100 years since obviously the formation of the town. Is there any big events coming up soon that you're kind of aware of? Or?
There are.
There are. Okay.
Where we are now, this hall is turning 100 in 20. It was the foundation stone was laid in November 1926,
Yeah,
and it was
right.
officially opened in July of 1927.
Yeah, wow.
So I'm hoping that we will be able to put on some celebration within that, November to July 26, 27 to help celebrate that.
So not too far away
No.
now. So better start planning.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I was here last year when they did the Anzac Day
Yes.
celebrations here, and that's always very
That's
special.
always really good. Yeah, it has been since the commemoration of the First World War.
Yes,
the
yes.
RSL put on a big exhibition then, and they've continued to do that. And the hospital turned 100 last year, and the post office turned 100 last year.
Did
as
they
well.
get special events, or are you just
No,
setting
they
the
didn't.
precedent? You're going to be
Yeah.
the diva and do
That's
something for this
right.
place, huh?
Yeah, I
Well, you
am.
can't have the
Try
old girl
to.
you can't have the old girl turning 100 without a little bit of
No,
pizzazz,
that's right.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Oh well, look, thank you so much for your time today, Paula. It's been
You're
an
welcome.
absolute joy. I look forward to seeing you at the 100th celebration.
Yes.
I'm expecting
An official invitation.
Yes, very much so, very much so. But look, thank you so much. I hope you keep warm. It is absolutely freezing. And now, meeting with the men and women that made that history, we've been invited by Gus to visit the local Mount Pleasant RSL. All right, g'day guys. We're here with Gus at the Mount Pleasant RSL. Gus, thank you for having us, mate.
Pleasure, absolute pleasure to have you here.
Looks like a fairly new kind of building. Look, there's quite a bit of new renovations going on.
The building itself goes back to 1956, I believe.
Okay, so not a new building at all.
No, the building is old, but the inside is 18 months old. We've had a new roof on the building, thanks to the council. We've renovated the inside of it, and we've spent a lot of money on the kitchen. And it's important for me to make sure the community knows what we have here, and for people to know in the community that we can provide, if they have a kids group or a mothers club or a historical society or something, if they want to use it as a meeting room, then they should talk to us, and we'd be more than happy to help them out. Now that we've got the facilities to house small functions, we probably get 30 people in here.
Excellent.
But there must, I'd love to see the community use it in some way, rather than stand here as a static memorial. I don't want it to be that.
You want it to be more of a vibrant part of the community as opposed to being a fixture.
Exactly.
Totally understand. Because traditionally RSLs have always been kind of, for service people. Yeah, but this one you kind of sound like you will be more of a community-focused RSL club.
Well, we want the community to know that we exist, that we're vibrant, and that it's a facility that's for Mount Pleasant, not just for the RSL.
I guess RSL really in the guts of it has always been about supporting community and supporting returning service members who are originally community members, right?
Exactly
This is
right.
just an extension of that mission statement, effectively.
Yep, that's all it is. To be able to assist people, especially when things get difficult, we do help people when things are tough. And we've got a lot more service people that are returned from overseas than we've ever had before. But this club has a very high content of affiliate members who have never worn a uniform. And they're just as welcome as people that have served. So it's important. That's where the community aspect is. That people that are who live in Mount Pleasant or in the area around it should feel that they can join here and be part of our little community here. Another aspect of the military, it's a community-based service first and foremost, with the military side of it coming in later on.
Yeah, of course. Well, look, at the end of the day, military personnel are just people. We're all just people, right?
Well, when they're living in Mount Pleasant, they're probably not serving anymore. They probably did in the past. But as I said, the vast majority of our membership are what we call affiliates who don't have a service connection. So we would love to see people just use the facility and in their constant use of it, then the RSL aspect and the sense of commemoration and supporting service members will happen naturally.
Exactly.
We had a collective wish not to turn the RSL into a museum.
Okay. Yeah.
So once again, we've removed a lot of stuff that was inside during the renovations and then left it out so that we can once again use it for meetings. We've got some groups who use it occasionally for meetings, and that's good. The more people that walk in through those doors, the better off we are in the long run.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it looks like the front facade has been recently reinvigorated as well.
It has. We've had a lot of work done. We've done a rock garden, a memorial rock garden. That I can't think of another term for it.
Rockery.
But it's had a lot of time and a lot of money spent on it to commemorate even up to Afghanistan and Iraq. So we've got Vietnam, and then we've got the obvious the First and Second Wars. But as I think as a piece of art, we have put a lot of money into it, and because we want people to walk past it and have a look at it.
I think it looks fantastic from the street.
And we we had 2 benches made for that reason.
I thought they were new.
Yeah, they are new, and they give people an opportunity to come and sit and just look at it and contemplate what they stand for, and then move on with the rest of their day.
It's a community space. It truly is.
Again, yeah. So I don't want anyone to think that the RSL is separate to the community, or it's part of the community.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this discovery. We invite you to experience the beauty, hospitality and stories of Mount Pleasant for yourself. Until next time, safe travels, and remember, your next unforgettable adventure is waiting right here for you in Mount Pleasant.